Hey, hello, welcome. How are you all doing? And happy Monday. I like Mondays, but not everyone does. I get it. Some Mondays are better than others. But any Monday I'm alive is a good Monday, frankly. So and yeah, that's today's one of them. So it's also Monday is a typical Kench 9 or stream, not necessarily a super long one. I was doing these Lego builds. I finished the Lego build. I'm going to show off the Lego. Don't let me forget to show the Lego. Oh yeah, I forgot. Diet Coke, Diet Coca-Cola, Diet Coca-Cola. Go to the store right now and buy all the Diet Coke that they have. Ask them to bring whatever they have in the reserve, in the storage area out to the shelves for you. Might cost some money, and make sure to say Kench 909 sent you. I'm working on sponsorship. I'm trying to build up some sales somehow. But in the meantime, I have to go to the store tomorrow like a schlep and purchase another 12 pack of Diet Coke because this is my last one. I'm sure they have some. Oh my God. What if somebody took my advice in the stream and purchased all the Diet Coke in all my local stores? That's a fine brown caffeinated bubbly beverage right there, as far as I know. All right, what else do we have today? The beautiful blue Bluetooth controller. It kind of matches that Fender logo. Oh, jeez. And Himalayan salt lamp, Twitch glitch sign, love Lego. Oh, you can't barely see it. All right, speaking of Lego, let me show you what we built. By we, I mean me and the mouse in my pocket. Okay, so there's these two items here. They're pretty cool. I want to show you some of the stuff these can do. It's the two main, robot dudes from Wall E. One of the nice things they have is that you don't have to stick decals. I was worried there'd be a lot of decals. They pre-print all the graphics on that you need. Everything. There was not a single decal. I just want to say I appreciate that. And I don't mind if there's decals. All right, so you get the Wall E and then the whatever this dude is, dudette. I guess a chick. And let me show you some of the features. First of this, she's got the cool stand there, and see the arms are articulated, so they can go out like this. They can move around, and then they can also fold in, like this. Hello. Fold in. Hold on, something in the way there. I just mess it up. Oh, yeah. There we go. Interesting. Hold on a second. What do I do here? Oh yeah, it turns sideways. It's supposed to be. Hold on a second. I can fix this. I'll fix it later. I know what I did wrong though. Yeah, it's supposed to be this orientation. That's easy to fix. All right, I'll fix it later. Anyway. It's Lego. It's not glued in, but it's cool. This one thing. Anyway, you can move up the head. The head's articulated. You can move around and do a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, the arms are just a little tricky, but yeah, I can fix that. And meanwhile, you can have one arm sticking out. All right, so that's the whatever. And then there's Wall-E. Wall-E's got a lot of cool stuff too. For one thing, the arms are super articulated. The eyes are articulated. They kind of move up and down. The head moves around a lot and has a lot of kind of range of motion. But the arms are super articulated. There's at least 3 individual fingers. There's the wrist move. The wrist moves. The wrist moves. The elbow moves, right? The elbow. God, I'm trying to position it easy on this camera. This elbow moves. But then the attachment points move in these 2 different directions, down and in this kind of L-shaped pattern on both sides. So they don't have to be in the same, like this one's in the lower position. You can make these very expressive shapes with them. Oh yeah, and then he's got a container thing in there, and he's got this cargo container. It's pretty wild. There's the back, lots of detailing. Oh yeah, and these treads are very smooth. They move very smoothly when you push them. Not necessarily you need like carpet or something like that, but they move very, very freely. I was wondering how, like, obviously they're not motorized or anything. So yeah, there. It's a just a bunch of little details. He's kind of waving at you there. You have different fingers and his thumb open a little bit there, and It's pretty wild. It was a great build too. It was a little tricky, but not too bad. You know, took a little time, 2 sessions. But very happy they're not going to take a lot of room on my display case. Anyway, let's get into the gaming now that we've completed the introductory section, which is me just kind of sitting around doing nothing. Now, what do? I don't know. Fly around somewhere. I don't want to fly the same kind of places we've been flying before. You know, like thinking like one of the great capitals of Europe or something like that, you know. Should we fly something weird? What do we got? Not that flying saucer. Nobody likes that. The Saab B-17A is kind of weird. It's definitely unusual. I haven't flown that one in a while. And it's one of my favorites, kind of a vintage late 40s plane, mid 40s. We got Swedish Air Force, Finnish Air Force, Xbox Aviation. I mean, Imperial Ethiopian Air Force, which actually looks pretty good if I remember correctly. We'll do Finnish Air Force because it's bright yellow. All right, so it's finished. So maybe we'll fly around Helsinki. Haven't done that in a while. Isn't that Finland? Or is it Oslo? Yeah, no, Oslo is... No, it's Norway. All right, so we're in a Finnish Saab B-17A. We're going to find Finland. Finland is like... Okay, there's Denmark. It's around here. There's England. You know, Finland is like here. Right? All right, where's... Oh, let me just look it up. Dang it. Helsinki. Yeah, Malmi. It's in this area. Right? Yeah, I was close. This is Helsinki. Right, there's Helsinki. So that's Finland. We're in the Finnish Air Force. We're going to fly... that's a regular airport. But why don't we fly from this smaller airport? It'll take a little while. It's 10 miles west, but that'll give us some time to fly over some of the Finnish countryside. What is it? It's about it's not that far, right? Or should we fly from here? Yeah, this will be a nice little flight. It'll be a little boring at the beginning, but that's fine. And then it'll be a city at the end, and then we can land at the city airport. All right, so we're going to depart from this one. And, of course, I'm cold starting this one today. I enjoy cold starting. This is kind of a general aviation. This is more of a kind of a small airport that we would normally run out of. Not these international giant airports here. See if I remember how to the cold start procedure for this particular one. I believe I do. So after this, there'll be the big brain games, followed by a musical, the short break. Today's musical segment is the Yamaha Revstar guitar. It's right over here. It's all ready. We're all tuned up and ready to go, I think. Pretty guitar, huh? Very nice guitar. I love this guitar. I just bought it this year. I got to stop buying guitars, though. This is, I promise, the last one I'll ever do. Yeah, I don't promise. All right. So look, it's got some really cool features. We'll discuss. Oh, it's like floating off the ground. Yeah. We'll discuss the landing gear, but you see the radial engine of the 40s, typical type of the 40s, would have been very reliable and common, but kind of heavy. All right, let's get in this plane, start her up, and fly around Helsinki. It's got you got a telegraph key there. All right, I got to find out, remember where that's the starter is there, but before we do that, we got to turn on both magnetos. Let's see, what are these switches over here? Let's see, heat, panel lights, nav lights, beacon. We got to turn power on though at some point. Where's that? Okay, this is really a cool panel. It's very unique. All right, what do we got down there? We got that stuff. We got this. Okay, what's this? Mixture. 100%. Throttle to right there, right, for starting. I don't know if this middle thing does anything. Let's see. Canopy is locked. Some real close-ups on these very high-quality instruments. I just want to find where the on switch. Oh, right. There is no on switch. I'm always looking for the battery switch. There is no battery switch. It's on. So we actually should be able to start the plane. Is the engine starting up? Let's see. Yeah. I keep looking. Where's the battery switch? No, I forgot the fuel. I think I forgot the fuel. Right. Where's it? Here it is. Dang it. Fuel tank select is left. Sorry, we'll try that again. All right, starter. All right, now it's going to start up nice. Should stay nice and stable. Yeah, we got fuel to the plane. Sorry about that. I don't know. It's a little different every time. Why is it? Oh, I forgot. It's the normal time of day, which means it's right around sunset. This actually could be interesting. I didn't change the time of day or the weather. So it's right around sunset. It's a very long, you know, the days are very long. So I think it's, what, 8 p.m. or something up there. Or something. But we're going to be doing a sunset flight. Actually, should be kind of cool. The electrical systems must be turned on. All right, where are the electrical systems? Primer. Radio power. Oh, yeah. Okay, that worked. Announce taxi. All right, give us a little power here. Whoops, a little less power. A little tricky to steer this plane. You need to kind of brake and steer at the same time to actually get it to do anything. That's fine. Looks like it's kind of cool that where the runway is kind of in line with the airport. It's a little airport here. We're getting those long ass trees. It's almost sunset. It's kind of cool. All right, so flaps to the mid position. Some amount of positive trim is going to be needed. All right, there we go. We're going to take off. We're just going to like power it up here and kind of look over the front there. All right, ready to fly? Let's fly. No reason to take too much more time. Now watch out for the torque steer. And what happens is the nose comes down. That's normal, but we're still on the ground. Get some speed going here. Whoops. There we go. There we go. Get some speed going. Pull the nose up. Now, the cool thing is when we bring the gear in, it's like on these knuckles. It's on these like legs that fold back behind the wing really slickly. It's a really cool mechanism that I'm surprised it's not on other planes, because you can see how lightweight it is. Yet it's also quite aerodynamic. Yet it doesn't require any internal space in the wing, and that's a big deal. That means the whole wing can be used for fuel or for whatever. Whoops, that's what I did. I wanted to do that. Okay, so we wanted to fly east. This is the opposite direction. Okay, we're gonna fly. Let's fly around it. All right, first of all, takeoff power to cruise power. It's slightly southeast, so it's that direction to Helsinki. I believe we'll see, and then we took off from that little airport. Probably by the time we get there, it'll be dark, but I believe we can follow this fairly main road in the correct direction, and it will get us to Helsinki. Now it's about a 15-minute flight. I picked up the Saab, and we're flying in the Finnish Air Force logo, and I felt like going to Europe somewhere, so that naturally led to Helsinki. A little outside Helsinki. We are... Ooh, what's wrong here? There we go. That's what I'm looking at. All right, so we bring up this flight planner. I'm about 20 miles from Helsinki. Yeah. About 20 miles. So we're just gonna zip over some of the beautiful Finnish countryside, and then kind of end up in Helsinki. The other thing is I didn't modify. If we look at this, I believe it's real-time weather and time. So it's showing 1846, so it's 6:46 p.m. there, or is it 9 p.m.? I'm not 100% sure. And live weather's on, so it's a beautiful day there. All right, so we're going to trim back up to 0, or a little less there. This plane is certainly not slow for a propeller plane. We're getting good speeds. Reduce power a little bit more. We already have some beautiful little communities here. And yeah, the shadows are about as long as you can get in this game. I rarely fly right at sunset, but at least we're not flying into the sun at sunset. We're flying away from the sun. And this is beautiful outskirts of, I presume, of Helsinki. I think, you know, it's one of those situations where, you know, like a third of the population lives within 30 miles of Helsinki. Global power. We're clean, right? Yeah, okay. Flaps are up, gear is up. And yeah, one of the reasons it's fast is because of that really cool fold-up landing gear. But it's got a decent amount of room. There's the front seat, and then there's this back seat, which is not set up to fly the plane, according to this. It's basically just, you got the bomb door that you can control over here, or something like that. There's some kind of bomb door somewhere. I don't know where it is. Uh-oh. How did I crash? What the heck happened? I don't recall crashing. What? And plus, now my plane is in a messed up condition where it's not flying. We're gonna have to start over. Dang it! I don't recall crashing. Is it gonna at least put it in a place where I can recover? No. We're way too low to recover at this point. And this is a stupid feature, by the way. I guess but I don't know if we oversped or if I actually crashed into the ground, which is a possibility. This is annoying, man. We'll just do well, we're gonna have to end flight because I don't want to have to restart the plane. It's stupid. Microsoft Flight Simulators can be kind of messed up stupid sometimes. Like, it's supposed to recover from a crash. Whatever that crash was, I don't know if I hit the ground or not. The game's obviously supposed to allow you to recover and then keep flying. And that feature is so busted, you won't even believe it. All right, so this is about where we were. So I'm just going to do set as departure. We're going to need more than 1,500 feet, right? Can I be more? Can I be higher than that? That's the only choices. I don't know if that's going to work. Let's find out. At least we were about 200 feet up. Anyway, they should fix that feature so that when you crash, at least you can recover. I've never been in a situation. I guess if I was at a high altitude, I would have been able to recover. Let's see if this works. And it's weird. It like wants to start with the no, it's not. That's barely high enough. Because you start at 0 speed too, which is also kind of stupid. All right, so we have full power. Anyway, enough complaining about Microsoft Flight Simulator. Let's complain about it some more. Plus, now I got to make this huge turn because it also puts you in the exact wrong direction. But hey, on the plus side, now we can see points of interest on the map, which you couldn't see previously. It's some weird bug that has to do, I think it has to do with streaming and memory allocation or something. All right, so what are we looking at here? Yeah, I must have just hit the ground or something because the nose is a little heavy. Just trying to see, I don't have anything messed up or something. I don't flaps, I don't speed brakes. I don't think it has speed brakes. Oops. Okay, so now it's starting to go normal. All right, so we're where we were and we're flying. Okay, right, so I got to check some things here. Like this needs to be, no, not off. There. This needs to be, that's in shot stuff, good. Then there's these other controls. The mixture, here we go, mixture. 70%. Okay, it's already set for a reasonable mixture. That's fine. All right, I guess we're back on track. Whatever the heck this was. So these are outskirts of Helsinki, or is this actually? Are we already at Helsinki? I think we might be real close. Okay, so let's get nice and low and fly. But again, we have the beautiful. It's still the same time of day, and the sun is still just about set. Again, now we can see what the outskirts are named by looking at these little points of interest. We're flying through them. But yeah, so as soon as we get within 20 miles or 10 miles or so of Helsinki, it's suburban. And there's all these little, I'm sure there's all these little independent towns. Yeah, I can't pronounce any of these Finnish towns' names, all right? So I'm not even going to try. I'm sure there's something reasonable. I have flown over Helsinki many times before, but it's just a beautiful little place. It's a pretty big city. It's also very watery. But if we can also go up into the hills, so you can kind of go see where obviously now they wouldn't be in operation, but they have the Winter Olympics area, where they have the ski jump. I wonder what that is. Could be a golf course. It doesn't look quite right for a golf course, but it's something. All right, so yeah, we got lots of points of interest up ahead, and I think that's it. So if we stay long enough, we're going to be able to see Helsinki at night, you know, with lights and stuff like that, which might be kind of cool. But the sun is still up, just barely. But there's Helsinki there, and then you kind of got to go from the north up into the hills a ways to get to where the Winter Olympics site is. But yeah, I just wanted to fly. I just felt like flying around Europe. I haven't flown Europe in a long time. I'm doing the city update, flying around Minnesota, doing a lot of U.S. flying. I checked out the ranch in Wyoming. It's really pretty. I'm not necessarily sure this is the best time for you know, night. The visuals are the best. All right, so this is Helsinki Hall. It's a classic ice hall, right? And there's the arena, the Olympic Stadium. These are all right here. There's ice skating, the arena where they have football. But then kind of the main drag street is down here, where they have the main church, the National Museum of Finland, and you can see right here where they have the main train station, kind of this urban park here. Finlandia Hall, Helsinki Museum, all this stuff, Parliament House, okay, it's all there. And then this is the train station down here, right there. Looks like a nice one. There's a little park, there's like waterfront parks, and I think there's also some islands that effectively have stuff on it that you go to. You see some cruise ships coming in. There's another cathedral over there. So this is south. If you fly far enough, you're going to hit, I guess, Germany or whatever. Or, no, like, Lithuania? Somewhere. Latvia? Something like that. This is really cool. Unfortunately, a giant cargo ship has crashed into this island, destroying it. But that's fine. We don't care. The insurance company will handle the damage, I'm sure. That is just not possible, physically. There's another problem I think Microsoft Flight Simulator should fix. Okay, crashing at low altitude should put you at a nice high altitude if they're going to have your restart. And what's this with cargo ships just being just anywhere they feel like being? You know, just have like a fixed spot that cargo ships can spawn in and maybe have like a 50% chance that they're there kind of thing, you know, for variety. It can't be that hard. Rather than just have them, you know, just on top of any old land feature. They normally are either at sea or in a port. And you know, see what I'm saying? All right, this is beautiful. Okay, so the city of Helsinki now, where they're in the sun. But as I say, if we fly around long enough, we're going to be flying at night, which is a little scary. Oak Island. Some of the dog sites. Is that what you're saying? The dog sites on Oak Island. You know, none of that is really ringing a bell. Where is Oak Island? I mean, what general part of the world is it? Some really cool stuff down here. We got bridges. You got this kind of lake, I think, or that's just an estuary. It's just a channel. That's the ocean there. Dig sites. Sorry, Oak Island dig. That makes sense. You know, I'm not a dog fan. I'm not looking for dog sites. All right, so the main airport there, but if you look way north, there's some distant pins there. I think some of those are, one or more is the Olympic sites, because it gets hilly and it gets up like a couple thousand feet. Oak Island. All right, look. Only one way of knowing, and that's to type it into Google Maps. I mean, I don't need to be lazy. Oh, Nova Scotia. Yeah, Oak Island, Nova Scotia. That's where Google Maps thought it was too. Okay. Where is it? All right, let's check it out. While we're thinking about it. Okay, what I'm going to do though is we have plenty of time because I just started. So what we're just going to do is we're going to land this bad boy, and then we'll just do another little segment. Yeah, I see that. It is shaped like an elephant. But at least now I know where it is. But you can see the sun is as low as it's going to get. And this is when the lighting is going to get really dramatic. It's kind of cool, but also at night you can't see too much. I mean, you know, realistically speaking. So there's this little GA airport, Malmi, which we're gonna land at. The main airport is over there. We'll land here. I'm just gonna go and land to the south from the north. I believe, or is it a one-way? Is it a one-way? I'm gonna check. It is no. It's got both directions. It's not a huge runway, but it should be enough for this plane. It looks like there's a little racing course there for like go-karts or something over there for small cars. But yeah, it's definitely a beautiful time of the day. You can see the sun still thinking about setting. But no, I can't just leave this plane, you know, in the air, hanging in the air, when there's a fun thing to do, like try to land. Really, it's a treasure hunting site that's been known for age. We're gonna fly over it. As I say, I got plenty of time. We're only like a half an hour in, and then we'll do the big brain. We'll just at least, you know, I'll figure out where it is. Okay, we're gonna make this turn. It's gonna be a coordinated turn, so a little bit of rudder. Okay, we're reducing power. And we come around the turn. Here's the airport. I'm going to put a little flap down there. Start to lower the gear, and you can see it cranking out there. It's probably pneumatic or hydraulic. But I just love the way this gear works. I normally don't like tricycle gear very much. Alright, so flaps to second position. Here's what it looks like from here. Really? Well, I'm curious to see how it's represented in the game, because it does not sound familiar. And if it has, you know, if it has any kind of detailing at all, we'll be able to use the magical parachutes to descend to that location. A little high up, is that's what those 4 white lights mean. They mean get your ass down. But at least we do have a nice line up here. It's our speed, 119. That's not bad. You want enough oomph for slow down a little bit here. Definitely thinks we're high up. There we go. Alright, now that we've acquired the runway, I'm reducing power much further. It will bounce if we try to land fast. I don't want to bounce. There we go. No bounce. Flaps up. That'll help bring the back of the plane down so we can brake. Braking is not that easy in this plane. It tends to want to pitch over. We got it. Oh, come on, brakes. There we go. They're not very good, but eventually they will slow you down. Yep, that's about as good as you could do. It's the issue is not landing, but stopping. Whoops! And see, then it wants to tilt over. That's fine. All right, let's check out this other place, because that's technically we can end the flight there. Okay, so it's off the coast of Nova Scotia, but well, it's kind of in a cove. I wonder if I can find it just from the map. Probably not, but I'm gonna check. Okay, so Nova Scotia is here, right? It's this thingy here, so it's right around like here. Right, there's McNuts Island, which I think is nearby. But it's a tiny little island. Now, it could be any one of these little weird shaped inlets, actually. Where am I looking really here? Okay, hold on a second here. It's here. Okay, no, it's here. It's this one right here. It's shaped like an elephant. If you don't see the elephant shape, I don't know what you're looking at. This is the fabled Oak Island, where for some reason they're looking for something. All right, so where's the nearest place we can kind of hover from? I don't think there's any airports in the area. There's a helicopter Oh, that's a seaplane base. No thanks. I'm just trying to see if there's anything anywhere in the area. We'll start from the air. Okay, so what we're looking for is... Oh, did I already lose it? Shoot. Yeah, it's kind of under a cloud. So I'm going to start right next to it. Let's say over the air. Like we'll head due. We're due west. We're setting a departure. Got to watch out because I believe as soon as I start this plane, it's gonna try to kill us. We'll see if it will work. But then we want to head due east from here. Okay, full power. Ready to I'm not ready to fly because I'm going 0 miles an hour. Full power. And my gear is up. At that altitude, you could just barely recover, but anything lower, you would not be able to. All right, we're going to due east. I have not changed the time of day. Now here it's morning. It's completely, or no, it's late. It's afternoon. And I believe there's even a point of interest. But I figure we'll fly a little bit just to see the terrain, which is pretty flat. All right, we'll have a little bit of positive trim to keep this nose from hitting the ground. There's something bay over there. But I think it's that island there. Well, actually, we might have to look at the map, the overhead map. It should be easy to see from its outline. And yeah, you can see it looks like an elephant. We are heading to, yeah, it's a little to the right. Interesting. Okay. All right, I'm glad I checked the map because it's this way. But it is literally an elephant-shaped island. It's right there. But let's see, we got some points of interest. But yeah, this is Nova Scotia. It's not very urban, that's for sure. If you know what I'm saying, it's pretty spread out, lightly populated. But I guess people would have come here. This island would have been used because it was an island, but it's still close enough that you can easily get to the mainland. So maybe people were using it to store their, to hide their booty or something, kind of thing. Or maybe there was an Indian tribe living there and they had, I don't really know. But this is it, right here. We're going to stop and use our magical parachutes to inspect it very closely. I just don't know if there's anything really in the game. But, there's only one way to find out, and this is what we're doing. All right, so if we use our magical parachutes here, at this point, you can see, first of all, if you look at the map there, you can see, it, especially even up close, it looks like kind of an elephant. Maybe the legs are missing. But it's got a head and tusks and stuff like that. All right, so we can dive out of the plane, right? It's going to stay where it is. I got times out. And we take a look from overhead. We don't need this. You can kind of see, okay, so there's the head of the elephant. And there's where the legs would be. And that's the tail. But what you got down here, and we don't want to get, if you get too close, it's going to start ruining it. But yeah, I don't see any major dig sites, but there are... that's a man-made swamp. Interesting. Let's just check that there. Yeah, it's on the far side. You can see there's a lot of little stuff going on in there. I think there's like houses. But there's basically dirt roads. I don't really see a lot of things. Yeah, so let's check out this brown area. It's a man-made swamp. I'm not sure why man would make a swamp, but, according to reliable reports. But yeah, and I'm guessing that like this would be like a dig site, because it just looks like there's like, rocks or something, or it's a campsite or something. But it looks like somewhere where somebody might have been doing digging and like there's holes in the ground there. There's little holes. You can see evidence of holes and pits. So I'm guessing, yeah, like this part of the island has dig sites for sure. I'm trying to see if we can see, evidence of holes or pits, and kind of, no, that's just shadows. On this side, where this house is, maybe they've been digging around here. I wonder if they've been like digging up some things. There's like some evidence of holes, like those dark spots in the ground. Could be evidence that somebody's been digging holes. But again, yeah, I don't know the I don't know the lore of Oak Island. But again, it's you could easily, people could have been using it as a kind of a secret location, because there's a million of these little islands, and this just happens to be one. Oh, it looks like there is a causeway. There's a bridge. Come think of it, which is that shown on the map? So yeah, okay. So there's a you can drive to there. It's not as much of an isolated icon, but it probably wasn't for a long time. And there you go. We've explored, as far as I could tell, we've pretty much explored. Yeah, it's a causeway. It is an interesting story. We've explored it, but I'll check it out. There's definitely like houses, and I suspect, there's touristy things to do besides. But maybe you just go for a walk in the woods and you dig some random place and you might find something. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. And like people that's what people do. They make an afternoon of it and a picnic or something. But there's lots of these areas here where it looks like the trees have been cleared out a little bit, where there probably are dig sites. But we definitely found evidence of dig over there. There might be dig sites kind of over here because you can kind of also see dark spots there. Those could be evidence. They won't necessarily show us holes in the map. You know what I mean? And also the main part I think where they've been digging is here, because here we see like these rocks, and also all up here like actual holes and evidence of maybe holes or like piles of rocks or something like that in back in here. So all right, well there it is. Oh, it's owned by the brother. Hey, good to see you. Hello, nice to see you. All right, we're going to fly a little bit and see if we can land this plane. I don't know if there's any, where did I put it? Where did I stashed it? Is it down there somewhere? It's bright yellow, so we can't lose it. Oh, I remember now. It's sometimes, yeah, okay, it's fine. It's invisible. So this is Nova Scotia, and that's what it looks like. It looks, they should call it Elephant Island, but it's Oak Island. It looks like an elephant. And that's what it looks like. Okay. I mean, we went there in the game, so I don't have to go there in real life. But I'm sure it does have an interesting story. Now, what I want to do is see, are there any major cities that might have an airport around here? Oh, there's an airport. It's behind us. CDY6. Is that the nearest one? I believe it is. There's a bigger city over here. But we're not that close to it. This CDY6, I believe, might have enough runway for us. It's not that far. So we're over Chester. I want to see what it says about the runway here. 2,130 feet. It's not long enough. Should you get the flight sim? I've been flight simming for like most of my life, I would guess. There's various versions of Microsoft Flight Simulator. But if it's expensive, you might buy it and then find you're not that excited about it or whatever. It depends. I mean, the great thing about Microsoft Flight Simulator and what it offers to me, more than just a game, is you can fly anywhere in the world. You can fly over every single house you've ever been to, all the places in the world you've ever wanted to visit. So it's very much, and then you're also learning these skills of kind of how, what are all these instruments doing? What are they telling you? So if you have the kind of mind where you find that to be kind of fun, there's definitely an airport we can land at here. This major city to the east. It'll take a little while to get there, but I don't mind. But the other thing to know is if you get Microsoft Flight Simulator on a PC, you can also get it on an Xbox. If you get it on the Xbox, obviously you're going to use an Xbox controller. But on the PC, I'm also using an Xbox controller. And the great thing is you got to have two thumbsticks. So I'm using the left thumbstick to move the plane, and then the right thumbstick to look around, so I can kind of interactively choose where I'm looking, so I can look down and see what's very cool down there. And it's all from one controller. Meanwhile, I got the rudder connected, and so I need all the buttons. Well, as I say, it's hard when you start, but you're not smashing any actual planes. You're not killing yourself. It's a learning scenario. Practically all of these planes, the first time I got them and I tried to fly them, I crashed on takeoff, or I just didn't even know what I was doing. It took some practice and learning about the aviation system. And some of them have these interesting, weird quirks. Some jets will be very strange compared to these kind of planes. These planes, like, with large radial engines, have a torque steer effect. You got to be aware of. All right, I think we're heading towards a bigger city that's going to have a decent-sized airport, but I don't know. It's Nova Scotia. PlayStation, yeah, I guess, yeah, they support PlayStation, right? So yeah, so you can use the PlayStation controller. But the point is, some people buy it on the PC and they think, well, I'll just use the mouse and keyboard, right? Because there's plenty of games you can play using mouse and keyboard. Microsoft Flight Simulator is no fun with a mouse and keyboard. It's possible, it's just not very fun. And one of the things I feel is like people who often buy it on the PC don't give it a chance because they play it with a mouse and keyboard, which is a valid input method in the game, and then they go, well, this is kind of tedious and annoying. Whereas if they played with a controller, it's a lot more intuitive. You know, you control, you know, move the plane to the left, move the plane to the right. But even once it's intuitive, yeah, things like learning how to land and get that good lineup going. I like to look out the window every now and then from the inside. Some planes are better for, like, you know, just sort of being sightseeing. You can see a lot of wing effect here. You're also getting kind of a cool heat effect over the wing, or just turbulence over the wing effect there. I kind of always like that. All right, so how close are we getting to this airport? First of all, it's this way, right? I wonder what the city is. We'll find it. Also, I don't want to have my nose that light. I'm gonna slow down a bit. There we go. So now I'm doing something which is, this plane does not have an autopilot, which is fine. I don't like autopilots. I like to manually fly the plane. So I'm trying to trim the plane so it's basically flying level. Ingramport. Port Ingram? I mean, it's not an airport. It's a boat port of some kind. Anyway, at least it's got a point of interest. All right, yeah, where we're heading is kind of that direction, but it's a ways. It's about 10 miles. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, I do these streams roughly 5 days a week, so you'll get a notification on Twitch. And if you get annoyed for some reason, I have ads turned on the minimum, but if you get annoyed by the ads and you're like, this sucks, you should know that I multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube Live at the same time, same material. And a lot of people have might find me on Twitch or vice versa, and then move to the free Kench909, same name. Because since I'm not monetized on, this is some beautiful terrain. I want to get a little lower. I'm not monetized. I am monetized on Twitch, but not YouTube, so they don't run ads. I just don't want to overspeed. Yeah, so that's some little port there, some little shipping port, or like, you know, fishing boat terminal city or something. Real pretty, I mean, very pretty. A lot of water, obviously, a lot of boating. But in the winter, I'm sure it's quite cold and dark. All right, so we're heading towards this airport. We're going to land. After that, so on PlayStation Game Pass, you can get Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yeah, but the great thing is about if it is on Game Pass, is that, yeah, you don't have to buy the $60 game, and the Game Pass might be $20 a month. So you know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I recommend people try it. I mean, obviously, I'm kind of an addict. I kind of have to fly every day. I fly even on the days I don't stream, and I just like the feeling of getting in a plane, starting it up, hearing that engine roar up, you know, sending her down the runway, flying over unknown at low altitude. There's a lot of people who do simulations who really enjoy commercial flying, and I get it. I kind of did it a little bit, but you know, you can fly 737, and you can take off from a major airport, and you can, you know, go up to 36,000 feet, and spend 2 hours at, you know what I mean? Oh, Xbox Game Pass. Yeah, it's still on Xbox Game Pass, but I don't know. They might, in any case. But yeah, you know, as I say, it's gotten really good. The graphics are great. I mean, you know, and, you know, even downtown cities, and they're constantly updating it to kind of make things better. But there's a huge selection of different kinds of airplanes. There's gliders, there's helicopters, there's, you know, flying saucers, there's a blimp, there, you know, Zeppelin, really. We're gonna have a blimp too. They're gonna have that soon. All right, how much closer are we to this aeropuerto? We're getting there. Oh, we're almost there. So I got to figure out what is the orientation of this. Well, where is it? Where is it? It's got to be around here somewhere, right? Oh, it's there. Oops, that's where the planes are. All right, it's northwest. But I still kind of want to fly over this little populated area, and then we'll fly north, so it's that way. It's up there. I don't mind. Got plenty of time. I'm still looking at I got my work computer here. And should there be any emails that require, you know.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, we've got a really interesting looking subdivision here, which is like houses. I like the way these streets are laid out. Classic, you know, curvy streets so that people don't speed, you know, and lots of cul-de-sac opportunities. You know what I mean? Probably pretty nice houses, you know, not super fancy. But yeah, this is a much more populated area than we were down there in Oak Island. Obviously, there's a bridge down here. Oh, nice. There's all sorts of stuff to see here. It is a really interesting area. Yeah, if you came here earlier, I'm almost over. But by the way, if you come back on Wednesday, if you're on it early, I start around the same time, which is I don't know, you're 11:30 a.m. my time. If you're at the beginning or even in the middle, and you're like, can you take out from a certain airport? I usually will do it. But at the end, I'm kind of almost done with the segment today. So we're gonna check out the city. I forget which city it is, but I'll find out in a second. It's Halifax. This is the main freaking city in Nova Scotia. And capital. I thought it might be, but I just didn't want to say it wasn't. But if you've never seen Halifax, Nova Scotia, you're about to. It looks like a very, peaceful and civilized place, from what I can tell. I don't know. Looks like they've got a freighter port over there. A lot of trains meeting the boats kind of situation. And the buildings are over here. And there is a bridge that I think we can fly under. Can we get under it? That's only one way to find out. We got a nice cloud. It's making a big shadow here. But like I said, below us there is... this is more of a city. These are city neighborhoods. There's a park here. I want to stay nice and low. I don't want to overspeed. This is a beautiful looking park area. And you have a really cool... What do they call this? It's the Halifax Citadel National Historical Site, and it's in a fort configuration. It's in a star fort configuration, so I'm guessing it's very old. And it's on a hillside, so that's, you'd have cannons protecting the harbor there. Look at all this cool stuff they have in Halifax. I don't think I've ever been here. What a great location to check out. Because what's down here, too? Oh, yeah, it's just port stuff. I don't know if there's something else, but you can see port stuff and kind of complicated... grain transfer or cargo transfer operations there. Transfer right to the train car from the ship. This says Prince of Wales Tower National Historic Site. So anytime we see something that says tower, we're going to check it out. I don't know if it was like a water tower or just an observation tower. And there's a lot of Prince of Wales things. It's just an observation tower at the top of the hill there. All right, we're going to land. So we got to head north to the actual airport. But this is going to be a decent sized airport because Halifax, I'm sure, has, requires a lot of plane traffic. Hopefully, when we land where we land, it'll be kind of sunnier. Yeah, so the airport's about 10 miles north. But I'm glad we took a little side trip to see Halifax. There's like a college there. You can kind of see, I think, university maybe. Could be a school. It's kind of like a cool domed building or inflatables. There's a lot of inflatable buildings. But in general, just the parkland is really, especially here right near downtown and the Citadel. So I guess the Citadel would be like, obviously, first place you'd want to visit. And there's like a museum there. Oh yeah, there's the bridge. There's a couple of bridges. Let's try go. We won't go to the McDonald Bridge. Let's go over on the bridge. There's the McDonald Bridge. Looks pretty nice. But we can go into this one. And this one's closer to heading towards the airport. Looks like a power station there. Gonna come in nice and low. Gonna buzz this bridge here. I like going under bridges. It's kind of my thing. Well, that's a lot of people's thing. That's another thing you can do in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Stunt flying under the bridge. Woo! Okay, it's not that hard. That's a big bridge. All right, where's this aeropuerto? This fabled aeropuerto. Let's see. It's there. We should be on the ground in about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I've ever been to Scotland. I've flown over. Sorry, probably you asked that a while ago. Sorry, I'm a little delayed. I've flown over Scotland many times, and I want to go because here's a fun fact about that. You may not know. But I am a Scotch aficionado, is what it is. Okay, so you can see it out there. It's a ways out. There's a seaplane base, I think, or something there. But we are not a seaplane. So I like to fly over Scotland and kind of fly over the areas, like Islay or the Highlands and things like that, where I know that there is if I buy a bottle of Scotch that I've never heard of, I'll like try to fly over the little town where it's distilled. You can't usually see the distillery, they're not that big. You know what I mean? There's like some kind of strip mining going on there. I think surface mining. I don't know. And then there's a little town there. But what are we about? We're about 6 miles away from the airpuerto. It's a beautiful, beautiful terrain. I don't know what they're mining for. Hey, Hacksign. Good to see you. How are things going? I don't know if you saw, but Mr. Smord was doing hard labor streams. I guess they're trying to turn around a rental unit so they can start renting it. It's always a big deal. All right, so what is this? Oh, it's a big one. Yeah, this is going to be Helsinki, or not Helsinki, Halifax International. And we'll be landing there and checking out the area. But meanwhile, is there much to see? There's a road. I'm wondering whether I'm going to say like a golf course. You'd think, and I know there are a bunch of golf courses. I think they'll be closer to the Halifax city, though. But because it's popular in Canada, in this area. And there's plenty of land. So it's like we're in the middle of nowhere. They put their airport kind of far away, but then it's going to suddenly become, so it's not like near anything that's going to bother. We still got a couple miles here, but you can see we're heading towards the runway. But you can't barely see it from here. What are we about? 1,300 feet. Reduced power a little bit. Oh yeah, you can see the runway right there. You can start to see all these little planes and stuff. All right, I'm putting flaps down so we can start slowing down enough that we can put the gear down. And of course, I always like to say, in case of people, I haven't said this 500 times, but every time I fly this plane, check out how the gear opens. Okay, we're still too fast for the gear. There it goes. It has these little knuckles, effectively these little legs that come out from the bottom that effectively have this aerodynamic covers built in. So it doesn't require any room up. So I already passed it. Doesn't require any room in the wing. Leaves the wing completely available. And it's very practical. You don't see it very much, but it's like the way they kind of hang down there like that. It's really fun. And this is an actual, it's called a Saab B-17. It's based on a real plane. I don't know if they made a ton of them. It was made during the war for military use, but not weapons use. Okay, I want to make sure I don't go under 110. Just making subtle little movements. See, gotta go. Yeah, I'll be around Wednesday probably. Okay, now we got a decent, I think I'm going a little slow here. 120, that's fine. All right, flaps to landing position. That's a little less than 2/3 position. Okay, so the flaps are trailing flaps. Yep, they gave us a little too much altitude. We've got a little side wind here, but nothing too major. And I got to remember, the big problem with this plane is landing it is not a problem. Stopping it is a problem. The brakes are very poor. But this is a super long runway that is available, you know, for jets, so we won't have a problem stopping. Look at all that with all those markers. Give it a little bounce. Make sure we don't crab off the runway. Put the flaps up. Put the engines to 0. I'm not even touching the brakes. Barely touch the brakes. Little bit of braking. Little bit of braking. Little bit of braking. Stay on the runway. Stay on the runway. More braking. More braking. It's still not. It's still. That's full braking, and it's just barely slowing down. There we go. We're at 35 knots. Then you can actually start braking. All right, now we can turn. I just want to see where the buildings. There's really not a lot to see here. I'm looking for like the main terminals. I guess they would be that side, right? Because that's where the buildings are. It looks like there's a large jet about to land using this runway. Not like we asked for permission or anything like that. That should be interesting. Let's pull it aside a little bit. Actually, sometimes they will, abort their landing if they see something. But I think this guy's going to try to land. This might be a player, actually. Because it's not showing a... it says A333, so this is an Airbus. Right? They got to wave when they go by. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night's day in your Airbus. Hey, good to see you. They don't care. All right, wait. Can we get off the airport? Oh yeah, there's some stuff over there too. So maybe the terminal is kind of out that way. I don't really see where we're supposed to go. Can I open the canopy, please? Okay, canopy lock. There it goes. So kind of that one opens to the side, which is kind of cool. But then the rear canopy slides backwards. So where's that one? Good here. Yeah, canopy lock rear. And then, yeah, okay, it slides automatically. So that slides forward. Oh. I'm smashing it building. I do like opening canopies. Just, you know, as an example, we'll get a little closer here. I think that's, so the rear canopy slides forward so you can get out the back. Probably step onto the wing. I'm not sure. And then this one, you exit the side. You exit the left side. And then that center one is fixed, effectively. And then, oh, let's turn off the plane. Very detailed radial engine. Nicely done. All right, how do we turn off the engine? Well, the easiest way is to shut off the fuel. Oops. Like that. And set your mixture to cut. Turn off all your lights. Oh, that's actually turning on the lights. I forgot. There's no master. I'm always looking for the master battery, but this particular plane does not have one. Battery is on. If you want to turn things off, you can turn things off. Like there's like an off here, I think. No. Is there an off? There it is. You turn it off. Cool little plane. All right, so we're going to switch over to the Big Brain games. If anybody's here and they want to play some Big Brain games with me, some of these games we can work on together. But for this part, I'm going to move into just chatting. If I can do that successfully. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries. It always takes a couple of tries. All right, let me get out of this. It was fun, though. I mean, you know, except for the typical mess, there's weird problems where it crashed and blah, blah, blah. The simulation worked okay. You know, could have been worse. All right, let's go here. Gonna bring up the first Big Brain game of the day. Not that. Let me erase this. It'll take a second here. There we go. The first brain game is a Quirtle. I don't know. A lot of people play the Wordle like I do first thing in the morning. This is the Quirtle. It's a relative of that game. We're gonna do the extreme because it's kind of hard. You gotta solve for 4 or 5 letter words at the same time. But I use the same powerful restarting words, so it's really goes pretty quickly. Also knowing what all the possible 5-letter words are. Okay, this one here could be foamy. Yeah, it can't be loamy because there's no L, but that's in the dictionary. Let's try foamy, right? I don't think there's any other things it could be. Oh, nice, because that F was used right in here. So now we know this word is flout, right? No, yeah, F-L-O-U-T, flout has to be. And then we have... You doing okay, Mo? He's getting kind of feisty. What was that? Something weird going on. Are we still streaming? I guess we are. All right. All right. So we Monty. Is that? I mean, it has to be Monty on the lower right. There's no other choices. Is that? I guess Monty is in the game. I'm not sure whether that's somebody's name or something else. Okay. Now we have the hard one. I think it's going to be SP. Maybe. E, 2 E's. Okay, no, or it could be sheep, but that's okay. We have an extra guess, and today's a successful run through. Oh, sweep. It wasn't successful because it could have been sweep or sheep. Interesting. Wow. Okay, I was gonna say a successful run. Nope. So close. You can see the game here. I thought it was sheep. By the way, we had not used any H words or W words, right? So it could have been sheep. But we just got unlucky because it was sweep. It probably could have been a few other things, but it doesn't matter. Let's do the next game that I like to do, and this is the random order of games I like to do them, and that's going to be the Revealed. And we'll do the tightrope trivia. Okay, so the Revealed. This is a slower moving game that maybe people can help out with if they want. Excuse me. All right, the category is arts and culture. The correct answer in the category will have a 4-letter word and a 5-letter word. And only those 2 words. All right, so the thing we're looking... I'm going to read the heavily redacted document, see if we can figure out what this thing is. All right, so the thing we're looking for, blank, blank, created by blank as part of its blank, blank, short blank series. Emerging as one of the biggest blank of the so-called golden age of blank, blank. 1928 circa 1960, blank has endured as one of the world's most popular blank blank. Blank was the product of combined blank, Ben something, blank inadvertently christened him when his casual blank of a promised blank blank was labeled blank by a fellow blank. Wow, there's a lot of information in there. This seems like an old, like golden age of television. So 1928 to 1960. So it'd be a television shows. Is one of the biggest shows of the so-called golden age of something television. Like has endured as one of the world's most popular blank blank. So it's still around. It's not 60 Minutes. And what is this Ben thing? World's most popular blank what? I'm still not 100% sure this. Okay, it's a character. Okay, so it's some kind of character. Oh gosh, I have no freaking clue. Anyway, if you come back, anyway, I do like to fly over where viewers live. By the way, I would like to say that. Whew, it's a fictional character, maybe a comic book character. But what would help us determine it? I guess created by blank. Let's find out. Warner Brothers. Now I'm thinking it might be Bugs Bunny because they did create. That's a Warner character. Okay, that was helpful. I mean, I knew it was a cartoon character. I didn't know if it was Marvel, whatever. It could have been a lot of things. But Warner Brothers really narrowed it down. If you know what the animated shorts that they produced, the Looney Tunes animated shorts, it's pretty good. We did okay. We needed 2 reveals, but that's not bad. Okay, animator Ben Bugs Hardaway. And eventually, when his couch was labeled Bugs Bunny by a fellow employee, I did not know that. So the guy was named Bugs, and he drew a bunny, and they were going, well, he's Bugs Bunny. And that's how they named him Bugs Bunny. You're like, keep it. Interesting. Okay, there's a whole bunch of the characters there. That's not what they originally looked like. Other players did pretty well, but we also did better than other players in general. So that's a win on the reveal. Next, we're going to do the tightrope trivia. I got to run through this quickly because it's timed. And the speed at which you get the answers of this multiple choice 9-question trivia quiz is the biggest part of your score. If you want to get a good score, got to get them right and fast. So I'm going to try to get them as quickly as I can. The timer starts as soon as I hit this play button. Let me let that go. Then we'll have some other games that we can kind of community participate in. Should anyone want to, but not this one. Firefox in Red Panda. I believe it's the Firefox. I guess. I was guess, actually. I don't know. Asparagus. I did not know Benjamin Franklin wrote that, but he's correct. Former Governor General of Canada. I'm here with Stanley. These are Monday's the easier quiz. The Coinage Act. Of what element? Copper or nickel? Silver. Oh, prior to 65. Oof, that's right. Oof. Comfortable in a big crowd. Gregarious. I don't think I would have got that one. Anyway, let's keep moving on. This is Hero of which novels? It's Clancy, right? Yeah. A lot of people play that dude. Here's a lot of novels. Which state has first state on its license plate? Is it Delaware? Shit, total guess. The first settlers in which islands most amazing. What to come from? Indonesia. Fiji? Is it I was about to say Madagascar. Wow, that was another hard question. I didn't know. I know. So there's the Smoky Mountains. I guess that would be Dolly because she's a resident of that area. Okay, I crossed it. That was not a great one, but it's a cross. I'm not likely to get my 2,000 point threshold that I consider to be a win. But you know what? Don't care. It's trivia. 1760 high flyer. No, that's a loss. That doesn't matter. I don't care. All right, let's move along to other games. For example, the Reunion. It's a fun game. I'd say that. It's sort of like a crossword puzzle, except you don't get the clues. You just got to suss out what the letters are. All right. We got a bunch of Y's. And whenever I see Y's, I'm always like bottom right corner, because that's where Y's can go. Not always, but a lot of the time. So I'm going to try moving this Y here. Yeah, it's like 90% of the time, if you see Y's and there's this situation, put the Y there. You'll probably be right. Not always. And this could be something like dryly. I think it is this bottom word. I have a feeling this word, yeah, because I think there's a Y that's got to turn green. It's just interesting. Now, could it be anything else besides dryly? It could be Riley with a W, except this W would be yellow, if it were, because it'd be on the column. It could either be Norriley or O'Reilly, but we do have a D that's available, so I'm just going to do that over there. All right, so we got the first word, dryly. If you see any other words, toss them in chat. Maybe some people do get them before I do, especially the vertical words. All right, we know a cool thing though, but about the word on the left, which is it has an A and an N in it. And it could be B-A-N-D. It could be husband, because we do have a B available. And we do have a U available. B-A-N-D. Yeah, if this turns green, it's husband. So we'll just grab that. Okay, so now we got two words. Anyway, the objective of this game is to get all these, to get this in 17 or less. And to do that, you basically have to get them all right. Or turn, not, get. So far we've done this. We're on a good way here. But now we don't really know too much, except the letters are all in the wrong place. But let's see if we can come up with a word like A-L something O. Could be, what could that be? Because it can't be a G-Y-R. We know that. It could be a P. A-L-P-O something, no. Could be a W. A-L-W, no. A-L-W-O something. It could be a lot. No, it can't be a lot. Oh, it could be allow. A-L-L-O-W. The T would be yellow, but we have an L and a W. I'm going to guess that it's allow. Just because what else could it be? And this word could end up being sway. You never know. It may not be. There may be the hedgehog and the fox have to end up somewhere together, and they could end up in where the A and the T is. Which leaves me some interesting questions. Like you see this where there's an S. Let's assume the A and the T are where the fox and the hedgehog are going to go. That means there's a 5-letter word up here, and there are 4-letter word here, like sung, S-U-N-G, which we have because we have a U and a G. Should we just guess that it's sung, and then it could be other things. I'm just going to guess. Yeah, I had a good feeling about that. And the P turned yellow, meaning it's on this row. And that's also really helpful. So it's either H something, P-E something, or H something, E-E-P. Let's say H something, something, E-P. Got it. And let's see, it could be hyper, H-Y-P-E-R. I kind of think it is. So the P is going to go here. The Y is going to go there. We also have an R available. I'm pretty sure that the A and the T is where the hedgehog and the fox are going to end up. By the way, I'm pretty good at this game. It took me a few months to just kind of suss out how to play it. We're not going to get 7. We're not going to get 16 today, but we'll get 17, and that's a win. All right, so I'm pretty sure this word here is going to be sung, right? Because it has to have, it has to have 4 letters. I just want to figure out, we should be able to figure out what the vertical word is, right? It's penalty. Yeah, it's penalty. All right, so we now know all the words. So this is going to be sung, and this is going to be pen, all, and we'll get it in 17, but that's the best kind of we could do. We didn't get any moves wrong. Sometimes you get lucky and effectively get 2 letters to move onto 1. But I consider 17 a win. We did pretty good on that one. Later today, by the way, when I'm out of time, I'm probably going to play the Extreme, which is just another version. But I'm not going to do it now. We got to keep the big brain games moving along here. Let's do the Loop. The Loop is next. The Loop is a fairly new game from Britannica.com. You just get symbols, and you have to match them up with adjacent symbols by some connection. Okay, this is a pink piggy bank, okay? And then we have A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, okay? We have a scoreboard with 12 seconds left. Interesting. This guy is giving him a piggyback ride, so we know that's where the piggy. That's a spine. A book has a spine, so we'll put the book next to the spine for now. There's a tractor. Okay. There's a basketball making a basket. I mean, he's sinking a basket. There's a guy getting sucked up into a UFO. Okay. There's a alien abduction. There's pin the tail on the donkey. Interesting. Looks like a comet, I'm thinking. A comet has a tail and pin the tail on a donkey. That must be the connection there. We have this and a pool, like a billiards shot. What do they call that? An angle shot off the wall or something like that. This is going to be a tricky one. All right, so let's see. If you got the guys, he's giving him a piggyback ride. There's a piggy bank. Pin the tail on the ball. Don't so. Then there's a scoreboard. It looks like a basketball. So these must go together. The basketball player and the scoreboard. I'm not sure necessarily what else. Pool table, but that's a bank shot, right? I'm wondering whether that's a bank shot is also related to that pool shot. Well, we'll see. Then we have the alien abduction and the tractor. And we also want to link something up to a spine, and the Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I want to move this here. I think this might go here. Yeah, it might go there. I just want to see this. This is a really hard one. So let's see if we got anything right. Oh, I got way more right than I thought I was. We got the whole upper right, whole half of the board. That was much better than I thought. I like this game because you don't have to guess it all right the first time, although I have occasionally. But there's a possibility we can get this right in 2, and that's a win. It's very rare to get it the first time. It's pretty hard. Okay, so we got all these connections here. Yes, piggyback ride, piggy, bank, bank shot, basketball shot, basketball scoreboard. I don't know what the connection between the basketball scoreboard, this was lucky, and the buck, or the antelope, the horns. I don't know. Not really sure what that is. Okay, so these are, we knew the book and the spine are related because they both have spines. And then these 4 are all related. So we got a correct, these are all correct relationships. So let's see what there is. We got pin the tail on the donkey. Comet has a tail. Comet's associated with UFOs, I guess. And somehow, I guess with a tractor. But now, how do these connect up here to these guys? So I don't even know what that is. I mean, is that like a trophy? Is it like a stuffed head, not a real thing? I kind of wonder whether it would connect up with the donkey. It's definitely not connecting up with that. And then we have a spine, and I don't know what that would connect up. Maybe the spine connects up with this. I don't see why it would. The spine might hook up to pin the tail on the donkey, because the spine is like your tailbone. Is that possible? I still don't know what Charles Dickens would hook up to. All right, I'm just going to try this. So this would go here. This would go here. That go there. Remember, this guy is giving him a piggyback ride. And it's like a hardback book. I don't know. Let's check it. No, it was wrong. Oh, well. It did not do very well. Yeah, I don't know what those can. I mean, it was beyond those. Both of these were wrong. These guesses. The only other thing is the tractor. Piggyback ride. How would that be related to a tractor? Or it's either the tractor or the spine with the tailbone, right? Or we already said it wasn't that. So there's only two things it could be. Yeah, I'm kind of clueless now. No clues. Wow, this one's gonna kick my ass. But, well, I mean, it'll tell us eventually. I guess the spine has to go there. And then these has to go like that. Is that it? No, we already tried that. Wow. All right, we're going to have to give up. Because it wasn't either of these. Oh, Comet related to that kind of guy. And then that. And then, oof. That. I don't know. No, I can't be it either. Oh, we got a few more things. Out of tries. I want to see the solution. Wow. Let's see how they link. Piggy bank, bank shot. We got that hook shot. Fine. Scoreboard for the basketball. Deer with antlers. And the tractor is a John Deere tractor. Oh, it's green. And then you have a tractor beam. Comet with tail. Pin the tail on the donkey. That we got. Tale of Two Cities. I had problems with that one, unfortunately. Human spine and piggyback ride. That's also very hard. That was a good hard one, but that's what you call a loss. Hey, we've got some more games to do because I like doing a bunch of these in a row. I'll come all at the same time. So the next one is The Connections from the New York Times. It's kind of a fun game. This one we've been doing pretty well on. And as always, if you're here and you want to help out, you can say what you think the affinity, or you're familiar with these games, what the affinity are. We got to group these words into 4 groups of 4 by affinity, but we don't know what the affinity is. We got to suss that out. And there's often a fake affinity group. All right, let's read this and see if we can say what we got here. Okay, we got woofer, ruffian, inhale, Groot, embark, magnet, snarf, cone, rogue, crush, cabinet, strunk, nudibranch, miscreant, guzzle, and scoundrel. I mean, the first one, that kind of ruffian, miscreant, scoundrel, and rogue. I mean, those are an obvious characters, or it's an obvious affinity group. Is it the fake one or not? I think this is the real one. I think it's a real one. What we're about to find out. I think it was. Oh, it wasn't the green one. Old timey troublemakers. Okay. All right. Embark, magnet, snarf. Snarf is to like to eat something quickly, like guzzle, snarf, inhale. What would the other thing be? Crush. I don't really think crush works for that. Inhale, guzzle. What else do we have? Groot. I am Groot. It has root in it. And Nudibranch has a branch in it. Embark has bark in it. And Strunk has trunk in it. Let's do that one first. Branch, bark, root, and trunk. Elements of a tree. That was the hard one. We're doing good. Woofer, crush, cabinet, magnet, and cone. These are elements of a speaker, right? And that's what I was saying. Snarf, inhale, guzzle, and crush are these other things. All right, that's a pretty easy one today. Pretty. I was about to do that one. That's the green one. We got them in kind of the reverse order. Consume with gusto. All right, that was a win. Win column. Bing. Yay. As usual, it was a mixed bag when it comes to. By the way, I like to end my. There's another one to play. It's an octordal. It's the hardest one. I do this every time because it's a challenge and I don't get it every day. So let's see. There's always a few easy ones here. Like this one here where it starts with SP is spray. Because we have all the letters and basically know what the positions are. But there's always a few easy ones. Let's get this one. This one here has an E and an R in it. But the R could be there. So it could be something REAT, probably is. But then what is it? I think it has to be treat, TREAT, right? Because it can't be great or because the G is not available, right? Yeah. All right. So it's treat. All right. So we got two guesses in and we got two words. This word here is probably UNI something Y. It's not unity because the T is not available, but the F is. So that gives us that. Unfortunately, the F isn't used anywhere else, but it's a word. Let's see what else we got here. This is interesting over here because I think this word has to be pride, P-R-I-D on the left, P-R-I. There's a D and an E, right? I think that's what it has to be. Yeah, very good. And let's see. This one's interesting on the left here. There's no other vowels. We've used all the vowels. So this one has a Y, has two Y's in it. So, but it doesn't have a D, so it's not dryly, but it could be Riley, W-R-Y-L-Y, and I really don't think it could be anything else. Eventually you learn what's in the dictionary. All right, now we're doing pretty well here. Now, what we got here, we know it's blank, S blank I-L-E, and it could be smile. I think that's it, right? Smile, and because the M hasn't been used. We're doing pretty good today on the rescue, but we still have two words to go. Now, this word here is something N-A, and then there's a C in there somewhere. And it could be, you know what I think this word's going to be? Knack. It's K-N-A-C-K, because it fits the N-A, and the C is there, and we could use that K. See what I'm saying? All right, now we only have one left to guess, and we have two guesses, so we're doing quite well. We're ahead of the game on today's rescue. If I get it wrong here, there'll be another chance. Okay, so it's T, and then there's an H, an E, and an N, but it's not. Most likely it's going to be T, E, and then we know there's an N. It has to be here. This could be 10th. T-E-N-T-H. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. All right, so that's what you call a win in the octordal. I only get about 60% of these. I mean, more than half, but I lose quite a few of them. I consider that a hard game. Try it yourself. See if you can kick my ass on the hardest the rescue octurtle. Not that easy. All right, but that's fun. I'm gonna make a few little transitions here so I can get into the do a little music for you guys, or for me really, because I like doing the music. I don't really care if anybody else does. We do a musical performance every time. Today's musical performance is care of the. You can't see it, unfortunately. You'll see in a second. The Yamaha Revstar electric guitar. I'll probably play a bit, sing along with a few songs. Won't be good. Be sure to get ready to smash that mute button as hard as you possibly can. I'm serious. But I'll see you on the other side on the on my mid roll. Alrighty. Then what do we got here? Okay. Got my camera kind of set up where I want it. It's a little high. Lower there. There we go. See my new, relatively new, super shiny, gorgeous Yamaha Revstar. So it's got the Yamaha. It's actually a lot of guitars have an inlay on the headstock. All it has is the Yamaha symbol, but it's an outlay. It sticks out above the headstock. It's actually really cool. It's very classy. It doesn't say Yamaha on it though. I mean, it's a Yamaha. Even the high end version. This is the Indonesian made one. Japanese one looks exactly the same as this one. They make a Japanese version called the RSP20, and this is the RSS20. The P is professional, the S is standard. So this one's made in Indonesia, but it's exact same specs, and it's a pretty recent design. This is this particular combination is a Guitar Center exclusive. I got a really good deal on this guitar. It is a really nice one. It's got all the features you want. This thing's really high. Here. If we can fix this thing. Well, I dig around. Yeah, it's definitely high. Let's see if I can fix this here. There we go. That's about right. Perfect. Leonard Cohen. Let me see if I can sing a song. I haven't sang this one in a while, so I may not know the lyrics anymore. Let's see if I can figure it out. It's called Modern Jesus by Portugal the Man. Come on in, take a seat next to me. You know we got what you need. We may be liars preaching to choirs, but we can sell your dreams. You don't need sympathy, they got a pill for everything. Just take that dark cloud and wring it out to wash it down, but don't wait for us. We don't need no modern Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. We are the ones who start little fires, yet they burn out. But when they're on and rise, I can't help but shine. And when the wave approaches, take our ashes to the ocean. Who cares if hell awaits? We're having drinks at Heaven's Gate, but don't pray for us. We don't need no matter Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. We know that we're helpless. At least that's what we assume. But we don't need to prove nothing to you. Let's all stay cool. You don't want to feel blue, but we won't sell you nothing you can't use. Don't pray for us. We don't need no man or Jesus to roll with us. The only rule we need is never giving up. The only faith we have is faith in us. Anyway, I forgot. I did not have my reverb on. How can I sing with no reverb? It's much easier to sing with reverb. This guitar, I think, is going to need some more adjustments. It's not quite where it's almost there, but it's not quite there. It's close. I can see why you think you belong to me. Never try to make a thing. Let you see one thing for yourself. Now you're off with someone else and I'm alone. See, I thought that I might keep you for my own. Amy, what you wanna do? I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. Don't think the time was right for us to find all the things we thought weren't proper could be right in time, and can't see which way we should turn together or alone. I can never see what's right or what is wrong. Don't take too long to see, Amy, what you wanna do. I think I could stay with you for a while, maybe longer if I do. I don't really want to do that whole song. I want to do some karaoke songs because, yeah, that's how it goes. It's probably Peaceful, Easy Feeling. First, because I really enjoyed it. Let me just get the setup for you here. Here we go. Peaceful, Easy Feeling. I like the backing vocals too. Are we gonna? Oops. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got a capo 2. It's not necessarily hard, impossible to play. You know, it's just the way I prefer to play it. I found out a long time ago. She gets. They do a good job with the back vocals. I have to wait too fast. I like the way your sparkling earrings lay against your skin so brown. I wanna sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a billion stars all around. 'Cause I got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. I found out a long time ago what a woman can do to your soul. Oh, but she can't take you anyway. You don't already know how to go. I got a peaceful, easy feeling. I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing on the ground. I get this feeling I may know you as a lover and a friend, but this voice keeps whispering in my other ear, tells me I may never see you again. 'Cause I get a peaceful, I know you won't let me down, 'cause I'm already standing. I'm already standing. Yes, I'm already standing on the ground. All right, might do a few more of these. This is actually what I like doing. Might as well do it. Thought I saw a man brought to life. He was warm, he came around like he was dignified. Showed me what it was to cry. Well, you couldn't beat that man I adored. You don't seem to know, don't seem to care what your heart is for. But I don't know him anymore. There's nothing where he used to lie. The conversation has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of pain. This is how I feel. Cold night, shame, lying again on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. Wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a little late, I'm already torn. So I guess the fortune teller's right. I should have seen just what was there and not some holy light. But you grow beneath the waves and now I don't care, I have no luck. I don't miss it all that much. It's just so many things that I can't touch, I'm torn. I'm all out of fame. This is how I feel, cold and I have shame, lying naked on the floor. Illusion never changed into something real. Wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. You're a living, I'm already torn. There's nothing where you used to lie. My inspiration has run dry. That's what's going on. Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. Cold and I have shame. I am naked on the floor. Vision never changed into something real. Wide awake and I can see the perfect sky is torn. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. Gold and I'm ashamed, bound and broken on the floor. You're running late, I'm already torn. I'm getting better at doing the song, the singing part. Hey, where did we go? Days when the rains came down in the house, making a new game, laughing and running, hey, hey, tipping and jumping in the misty morning love with our hearts of thumbing. And you, brown-eyed girl, you, my brown-eyed girl. Whatever happened to Tuesday and so slow, going down to the old mine with the transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing. I'd feel like the rainbow's gone, slipping and sliding all along the waterfall with you, brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing la 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 la, just like that. La 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 la. So hard to find my way, now that I'm all on my own. Starting just the other day, my how you have grown. I cast my memory back there long. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about it. I'm thinking of in the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember songs. Maybe I'll do a couple more. I don't know if we're gonna do Sister Golden Hair today. It's kind of maybe a skipper. Let's see what else we got. I think I'll do Drive. It's not a song most people associate with. I love it. Sometimes I fear the fear of uncertainty, staying clear. And I can't help but ask myself how much I'll let the fear take the wheel and steer. Driven me before, seems to have a big haunting mass appeal. Lately, I'm beginning to find out that I should be the one behind the wheel. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. Open arms and open eyes, yeah. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. So if I decide to waver my chance to be one of the hive, will I choose water over wine and hold my own and drive? Oh, 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 oh. Driven me before, it seems to be the way that everyone else gets around. Lately, I'm beginning to find out that when I drive myself, my light is found. Ever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. Open arms and open eyes, yeah. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. Would you choose water over wine? Hold the wheel and drive. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. Open arms and open eyes, yeah. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. I'll do one more. It's an RM song. Drive rate. Tune it up a little bit here. Okay. What's the next one I want to do? I thought I was doing an REM song. See if I have any off the hands here. Not losing my religion though. Let's just sort of do a searchy hymn. Yeah, let's do Drive Right. That's the one I know. Hold on a second here. Damn it. Start it over a little bit. terrain conductor says, take a break, driver rate, take a break. We can't reach our destination, still ways away. Saw a treehouse on the outskirts of the farm. Power lines and loaders so the airplanes won't get snagged. Bells are ringing through the town again. Children look up, all they hear are sky blue bells ringing. And the terrain conductor says, take a break, driver rate, take a break. We can't reach our destination, still ways away. Still ways away. Away to shield the hate it eats. Way to put myself to sleep. Way to shield the hate it eats. Way to put myself, my children to sleep. Fighting this song in a plane like that one. She is selling faith on the Go-Tel Crusade. Locomotive 8, Southern Crescent near the bells ring again. This field to meet is looking thin. And the terrain conductor says, take a break, driver rate, take a break. We've been on the ship too long. And the terrain conductor says, take a break, driver rate, take a break. We can reach our destination, still ways away. Still ways away. One more in me? No. But I'm gonna try anyway. I gotta burn out my voice. I guess we'll just. I guess this is actually kind of easier on my voice than some of these. This will be my final song till Wednesday.
Sinking.
That's not more happy again. Except that next time I play something. Out of the bearded barley, nightly beside the green grass, swing the spinning step. You wear no shoes, I will wear that dress. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight, lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance, silver moon sparkling. So kiss me. Kiss me down by the broken treehouse, swing me upon its hanging tide. Bring your flower hat. We'll take the trail marked on your father's map. Oh, kiss me beneath the milky twilight. Lead me out on the moonlit road. Lift your open hand, strike up the band and make the fireflies dance. Silver moon sparkling. kiss me. Leave me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, and make the fireflies dance till the moon's sparkling. So kiss me. So kiss me. Playing that song so much. I've been playing it for years and years and decades. Shortly after it came out, I probably the first time I learned the song. Okay, that's it for the musical because... Wait, stop. I said stop. Because I'm done with this stuff. Oh, yeah. Hold on a second here. There we go. Nope, wrong one. There we go. Even better. All right, we'll take this off. Been streaming for roughly 2 hours. That's about as long as a Kenshin Iron stream generally lasts. Because, you know, I could go longer, but I want to keep more in the tank. I want to keep some fuel in the tank, you know, so we can start up next time, which will be Wednesday, and do lots more stuff. Let me take this guitar off here. This is a pretty guitar. It needs a little adjustment. I think I lowered the action a little bit earlier and it's too low, so I'll fix it. That's easy to fix. Very adjustable. 1 second here. Okay, it's here. Perfecto. Lovely. Pretty guitar though. It's fine. Gotta relax. I had a great time. I flew around, went to Helsinki. We checked out Oak Island, which is shaped like an elephant, in Nova Scotia. Flew over Halifax. All sorts of exciting places that I don't think I'd seen before. And look, that were really interesting. It was a real good flight sim stream. Well, pretty average. That's where I'm aiming for, the mediocre level. Followed by Big Brain Games. You know, it was a mixed bag today. Some I did good on, and some we did crappy on. Which is, I say, absolutely every single time. Occasionally, I will ace the Big Brain Games, but there's so many of them, and there's so many variable factors. It's very unlikely that I'll ever win all the Big Brain Games. But I got a bunch of them, and that feels good. Okay, so, yeah, so I'll see you next time. I'm going to end the show. I'll do it before I do. I'm going to do this following thing. Right? Ready for the outro? I'm so glad we had this time together just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. And Carol Burnett would pull her earlobe as a signal to her grandmother. All right, so who cares? All right, see you guys next time.